I am Doomsvince, and this is day 3 of Spawn Year.
Dear reader, you're probably wondering what I do with all my time when I'm not reading Spawn comics or writing in this journal. After all, despite my daunting task of writing about Spawn every day upon pain of being buried alive in a grave filled with Spawn paraphernalia, it doesn't take an entire day to review each issue, and Doomsvince has forbidden me to read ahead. So being the sadistic fiend he is, Doomsvince has left me with a number of recreational items to help me pass the time. I have action figures, all of Spawn characters. I have an iPod. The only tracks loaded on it are the Dark Saga by Ice to Earth. And I have a sketch pad, apparently a cursed one, because all I can draw on it is Spawn. It truly is Spawn Year. And although Doomsvince has erased my memory of the contents of these books, he has left me with the memory of the intense frustration I felt reading some of it before, feelings that it was convoluted, confusing, tedious, slow, and at times, just plain stupid. So if I go mad, as I am already anticipating might happen, I may just start playing with the toys and recount some of the conversations I have with them in this journal. At the end of issue 2, Spawn is apparently totally oblivious to the fact that Clown has just morphed into an enormous 12-foot-tall hell beast behind him, as he walks away despite Violator's large and spooky text balloon when he says, "Have a heart," which I would think means he sounds loud and weird and inhuman. Guess not. At the start of number 3, Spawn is doing what I find myself doing most of the time now, standing around shouting things and thinking to himself. He should really get a notebook and write all this stuff down. It helps. McFarlane has gotten the writing bug. He just can't stop filling all the extra space on the page with words. Spawn keeps asking himself obvious questions, like who Clown is, but at least the devil he made the deal with is revealing more information to him, like the name of his wife. Wanda! Sorry, so far he's only said it in capital letters with an exclamation point. Whenever we see the ugly, pot-bellied devil sitting on his uncomfortable-looking stone chair, laughing maniacally, a text box reads, "Somewhere in time." If he's reacting directly to things Spawn says or does, isn't the time right after the scene I just read? This doesn't strike me as a creature that really exists outside of time. And 5 pages in, all I'm reading is 2 characters motionless in one place talking to themselves. Spawn goes to the CIA to dig up Wanda's file so he can find her and catches a man sexually harassing his secretary. Spawn manhandles him and says, "Word is that since your divorce, you haven't paid a penny in alimony or child support." I wonder where Spawn heard that. I also wonder how the devil is dumb enough to think Spawn threatening a terrible human being for being a terrible human being and not killing or remotely harming him makes Spawn, as he says, evil, vicious, and violent. So Spawn turns into the white guy again and goes to see Wanda, discovering she has a 15-month-old daughter, the child he could never give her, though they tried. This is the first time Al realizes it was him and not her. And she is married to his best friend, the producer of this comic book, Terry Fitzgerald. This is genuinely sad. Al has been gone 5 years, and his wife seems happier than she was with him. He pretends to just be inspecting for dog licenses and admirably doesn't freak out on the family, though I find it odd Wanda and Terry don't question Al's voice. He still has the dark black border around his speech bubbles. Does that mean he sounds deep and creepy because he's Spawn, or does it just look cool? If it serves no purpose, why do clown speech balloons look different from Violators? Spawn then does a stupid thing. After screaming, "No!" so loud it creates a word bigger than the New York skyline, he threatens the guy who gave him his power and says, "Let's see who's got the power." This isn't Silver Surfer at the end of the second Fantastic Four movie. The guy who gave you powers is probably more powerful than you. This is also a good example of the over-the-top and sometimes clunky dialogue in this issue. This is not a natural thing to say. You knew she wanted a child more than anything. Now she has that child. How can I ethically get in the middle of that? And McFarlane's not even thinking when, after talking about his ethics, Spawn then says, if you're going to screw me, I'm going to screw you. I understand Spawn's anger, and he's right that he didn't have all the facts when he made his deal with the devil. But to play devil's advocate, I know, the devil did fulfill his end of the deal. Al got to see Wanda again. And if he loved her that much, wouldn't he have still gone through with it? At the end, Violator rips Spawn's heart out because that's what he does, and though he clearly knows what Spawn is, seems surprised that he gets up. Next time, the Violator fight I thought would open this issue. Can't wait for more gorgeous art surrounded by needless words. Signed, Captain Logan.